Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrible General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time Sports. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker. Thank you so much for joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. And, we get really excited here at HTV about those people in our community that make that decision, and they get an opportunity to be able to sign with a school just by doing something that they love. Welcome to the show, Brady Sins.
Hi,
Brady,
how are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me on.
We appreciate it. And so, man, today's a big day. I love the Nicholls sweatshirt,
Yes,
right there celebrating. Track and field's one of your things. But let's talk a little bit about growing up. You got a chance to kind of grow up here. And when was it that you kind of thought, man, I think I might like running?
Well, I first got put in it because wasn't planning to do any other sports. And my parents said, okay, you have to do something. So I'm like, okay, I'll do cross country because I was like, that's the easiest thing to do, right? That's not the easiest thing to do.
No, it's not. I love that. But listen, having two parents who are very driven, having two parents that are very involved in their kids' lives and always wanting the best for you, I can see Chris and April kind of going, all right, you're doing something. Figure out what it is. So running was one of those things. And so, as you just said, cross country, not that easy, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe those need to come in steps, right?
So like at first year, I could barely do 36 minutes for like a 5K.
Okay.
I have no talent whatsoever, like natural talent. It's all work, had to do everything on my own.
Okay.
So I started off finishing last at races. I was the last one to finish by maybe 2 minutes.
Okay.
So, and then after that, eighth grade year, I got a little better. I was in junior varsity for the eighth grade year. And then ninth grade, I got put up to varsity again because I was in varsity seventh grade. And then went back up to varsity in ninth grade year.
Okay.
And that's when I took it seriously.
Okay, so it's interesting, right? Yeah, I'll do it because mom and dad told me I had to pick something, right? I'll do cross country, not a big deal. And then you realize, oh, Lord, this is hard.
Right.
And then, so seventh grade, got you on varsity. Eighth grade, kind of that setback. It's interesting. I think eighth grade is that setback year for so many people. I had a setback in eighth grade in football.
Right.
And so just one of those things that happens, I think. And then ninth grade, you made a very important comment. That's when you started getting serious.
Right.
Right?
It was about the summer before ninth grade year when I started getting serious. And that's whenever I was like, okay, I want to train consistently and possibly go to college for this.
Okay. So, man, we're talking 4 years ago, really kind of thinking about 3.5 years ago, what the possibilities were. Mm-hmm. How did you get better? How did you do it? You said, obviously you have some natural talent, so I'll disagree with you respectfully. But how did you get to that point? What did you mean? How was working hard for you?
I just had to do, I preach always, consistency is key. Anything you do in life, consistency is key. That is something that has been a staple. Right. Show up every day, even if you don't want to do it. You show up every day and you just consistently do what you don't want to do. Like if you want to get stronger, you have to work out. If you want to get faster, you have to run. So you have to do those things in order to get better at those things.
My favorite dietitian would tell me, if you want to be healthy, you have to eat right. You have to do that every day, right? Mm-hmm. And you get the value of that because she and I get to do a show together, and you're the one that's swooping in, getting to eat all the wonderful food that she cooks. As our production team knows that as well. They're like, yeah, we're not going to eat that, but Brady will. And so that's a really good thing. But it's really good to be able to have that kind of support. Let's talk about what the support's been like, both at school and at home.
I have a really supportive group of people, my friends, my parents, my teammates, and even my competitors.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Isn't that cool? I think probably track and field is one of the more unique sports where you guys you kind of get close to your competitors. They kind of push you, right? Did you kind of learn that between 8th and 9th grade?
Yeah, it was towards more like sophomore year when I started getting faster and I became friends with all these faster people. And then
people began to recognize, they're like, oh, this Brady kid's speeding up.
Yeah. And
very cool.
It just, flourished some great friendships from that. Even people that were a little slower than me now are a lot faster than me. And we're, still great friends and great competitors.
Yeah. One of the things that you mentioned earlier, I know you've had a personal coach that's helped you, but it sounds like your decision that I want to do this and I'm going to do it right.
Right.
And the best way to do that is to do it every day. Seems like that's been really the difference and key for you.
Right.
Yeah. Very cool. So let's talk a little bit about being recognized. Nicholls obviously said hello,
Oh, yeah.
So have they been talking to you for a little while?
Probably since last March. Yep.
Okay. So we're talking over a year now. They've been
Right.
kind of following with you. What was attractive about doing track and field at LSU, at Nicholls, sorry?
It just, it's closer to home.
Yep.
I get to contribute to the team a lot more. I get, great group of guys that are over there. I'm excited to go and bond with them and run with them. That'll be a fun experience.
And probably interestingly enough, do you have any friends in the area that you're going to be able to, that you've challenged or run against that now you get to run with?
Yep. One last year, or two last year, we're both from around here, and now they're running for Nicholls. And
Okay.
so now I'll be able to run with them.
And again, knowing and fostering those relationships that people that, and I love the fact that y'all been able to do that running against each other, but now you get to go in and they've been there a year, right? You can kind of learn a little bit about how that's like and what that's like. Let's talk about what it's like to go to Nicholls, to go to college.
It's different from high school, definitely. It's a different schedule. Practice at 6 a.m. every day. Seems like it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be, especially in the summer when it's hot.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So looking forward to it. So I guess if we're going to look back, I got to ask a question. And so Little Bird put this in my ear. How many miles did you run last year?
I ran 2,000 miles.
2,000 miles in 2023. Wow. And now here as you sign with Nicholls, and a very huge congratulations to you for that. Excited. We get to follow you and we'll see how many miles you run in 2024.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Brady, thanks for joining us
Thank you
today.
so much
We
for having
appreciate
me
it.
on.
You got it. All right, guys, that will do it for this particular segment of Bayou Time Sports. Don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming right here on HTV.